Hey everybody, this is Stuart with Wine on the Dime. Well, I should say, not Wine on the Dime today. I'm Wine on the Spiked Caffeine bandwagon. My wife got these for me because she thought they'd be fun to try. She thought they were interesting. And I think if they're bad, she wants to see me gag again. So let's take a look at them. This is the Cafe Agave Spiked Cold Brew Coffee Caffe Mocha. It's 12.5% alcohol by volume, and it is a ready-to-drink cocktail with 12.5% ABV, natural caffeine, real cold brew coffee, agave nectar sweetener, 100% Arabica coffee, gluten-free. It is a spiked cold brew coffee cocktail, in case you're interested. And my wife got this for, I don't know what to expect with this. So, just so y'all are aware, I am a coffee drinker. I drink a lot of coffee. It's basically how I live until about 2 p.m. until I can have more coffee. To give you some context about how much I love coffee, this is essentially my daily routine. I sleep until the alarm wakes me up and I have to get out of bed. I get out of bed, I walk straight into the kitchen, and I have a big ass cup of Black Rifle Coffee Company black coffee. I get the dark roast. I need the caffeine, I need the concentration. I have to have it. It wakes me up. Then I will go through my daily routine and do what I need to do. I will get ready for work. I will do all the stuff that I need to around the house before I go in. And then I have more coffee. That's right. I have at least half a pot of coffee in the morning. Normally by this time, we are totally out of coffee. So my wife is making more coffee. So then we will drink another half pot of coffee between us in the early hours of the workday. Then in the afternoon around 2 o'clock, I need more caffeine. So then I make iced coffee with a coffee that is cooled down in our carafe. I drink a lot of coffee, a lot. So I'm really excited about this in terms of the coffee element, not so excited about the agave sweetener, because to be honest, I'm not a big fan of agave. Like, there are only a few tequilas that I can stand. I know, we'll see. We'll see, so I'm gonna pop it open and we're gonna take a look at this. And so I know another thing that you're probably thinking right now, if you're a regular to my channel, is you've lived in Texas for how long and you don't like agave? That's right, not a huge fan of it. I'm also not gonna waste a wine glass tonight because, let's be honest, this should look like coffee, and you all know what coffee looks like. So also, each of these is 187 milligrams, which means that all 4 of these together would equal the total volume of a bottle of wine. So it really does have, it looks like chocolate milk. It really does, it just looks like chocolate milk. On the nose, dude, that smells actually like a solid cafe mocha. It's got this nice kind of nuttiness to it. It has sort of that creamy element that you would expect. And it has a hint of sweetness on the nose, but it doesn't smell like it's overpowering. But how does it taste? Now, here's the deal. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong about something. It's a little bit sweet. I would say it's probably on the medium dry side. Full body. Has a great coffee flavor. Has a great creaminess to it. No noticeable alcohol, so this could be dangerous if you're drinking them. So let's get to the blick. However, this is how I'm gonna do the blick. I'm gonna do the blick as if I was rating a coffee product. So from the balance standpoint, you're in balance. The coffee itself had enough acid to take on the creaminess without actually becoming lost in the background. It's a full point. Length, it has about a medium finish for coffee. The creaminess and the sweetness kind of carry it into the mid palate. And then the coffee itself goes from mid palate into the finish and sticks around for about almost 40 seconds. So, half a point. Intensity, medium across the board. There's nothing overly strong about this at all, so half a point. And in terms of complexity, well, to be honest, I don't know how to do complexity with a cafe mocha. Because with like pour over coffee, which is a lot of the coffee I like to drink on my own, my wife prefers drip, but whatever, she can be wrong. It's one of those things where I like the elements you get at, like there's sometimes where you get like fruit and you get nuttiness and all these other things that come out of it whenever it's a really good pour over and really well done in terms of the roasting and balancing of the fruitiness of the actual coffee itself. Here, it's a solid black coffee that has a nice, creamy, semi-sweetness to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you half a point. So, I mean, overall, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this. I'm gonna give it a good. I think that this is something that you can enjoy. Now, here's the thing is, I don't know how much caffeine it has. There's really no description about how much is in there. And you always need to be worried whenever you're combining caffeine and alcohol, because you have an upper and a downer, and sometimes those effects don't necessarily just negate themselves. Sometimes they compound into problems. So you need to be very careful about that. Now, with that being said, like, if I was to have coffee and Baileys, like, I think this is probably superior to having coffee and Baileys. Like, I think this is nice, one, because it comes in a can. I can just enjoy it out of the can, or I can pour it into a cup or a mug or whatever. But also, it's not too sweet. Like, sometimes I feel like Baileys is pretty sweet, and this is pulled back a little bit, and it tastes a little bit more natural than Baileys. So what I'm basically saying is, instead of coffee and Baileys, maybe just drink one of these. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you like, or caffeinated agave alcohol on the dime, I'd be interested to know if you have had the cafe spiked, I have to do this, cafe agave spiked cold brew coffee cafe mocha alcohol 12% by volume. I'd be interested to know if you have had that. If you have, leave a comment below, and I will see you all again soon with another review from Wine on the Dime.